Hello, good people. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Hoping you are all doing well, even as you go about your daily activities and endeavors. Today, I would like us to look at the concept of maturity and emotional intelligence. Let us try to define these two vocabularies. Maturity is being fully developed, and especially in terms of behavior and thinking. On the other hand, emotional intelligence is to be able to perceive other people's emotions and even your own emotions, so that you can manage your own feelings well, and also to manage your reactions depending on how people treat you. So having defined those two vocabularies, let us try to look a bit into detail these two terminologies, and I'll use a few examples here and there. First and foremost, forgiveness is a sign of maturity and emotional intelligence. We are told to love all people and even our enemies, even when it comes to forgiving, as much as sometimes it may not be easy. It is advisable that we forgive, even if we cannot forget some of the wrongs that people do to us, for the sake of our own peace and also well-being and happiness. Another area of emotional intelligence is to treat all people equally, whether they are your good friends or even family or relatives, and even those who are your haters. You just treat them all equally with kindness, regardless of how they treat you. That is a sign of emotional intelligence and maturity. For example, if you are a head of state, you treat all the electorate regardless of whether they voted for you or not, and you try not to discriminate any area of the country because those people did not vote for you. Another example of where we can look at maturity and also emotional intelligence is that even if you don't like someone, maybe due to your personal reasons, like for example, maybe they offended you at one time, and that wrong that they did to you is unforgettable. Okay, yes, it is good to forgive even if you cannot forget, but again, you cannot show someone openly that you hate them. Like for example, you insult them openly, or you just do bad things to them, or you just show that you have a lot of beef with them just openly. Even if you may not like someone, there is a way you can do it such that they will have to discover for themselves through osmosis and with time. If I can give us an example, for example, when the late Mwai Kibaki was president in the year 2005, there was a referendum that was running across the country about voting for the proposed constitution. There was one side of the ministers which was opposed to the proposed constitution, and there was the other side of his government which was proposing for the proposed constitution to be passed. The opposing side, led by Raila Odinga, was against the proposed constitution, so they led the country into a victory of voting no for the referendum. So as much as Kibaki did not win in the referendum for the 2005, but he accepted gracefully the people's opinion and verdict, and agreed that he will form a new government which will better be able to serve Kenyans, and that is what he did. So he just did away with the rebellious ministers, but in what we call in Kiswahili chini ya maji. He did not tell them openly. So he just recruited on board a new set of cabinet ministers with whom he worked for the rest of the term. And we who were there to witness, we saw the profound achievement that he made with the new set of cabinet. When at the end of the first year term, he managed a good economic growth of 7% from the negative percent that he found the economy when he came into power. So to summarize, this concept of maturity and emotional intelligence, you just need to balance your emotions well and to manage your reactions depending on how people treat you. Treat people equally and fairly, regardless of whether they are your good friends or whether they are your haters. Also, it is good to learn to forgive. Forgive for the sake of your peace and also for the sake of your well-being. And also another thing is that you should be persistent and determined when pursuing a cause which is greater than yourself, with the aim of impacting people positively. Let your achievements speak for themselves at the end of it. Even your haters and critics will at some time come to support you at the end of it. So as we think about that food for thought for today, I wish you all well, even as we endeavor to manage our emotions well when it comes to emotional intelligence, and as we seek to grow in maturity in every aspect of our lives.